Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a quick look here at TRB, seeing what's going on in the teller. I think you can tell what's going on, no pun intended at all. Big, massive increase here, up a significant percent, over 30% on the day after a significant retracement, likely to sweep some liquidity levels there. So we're going to take a look at that and much more. So if you're new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. I love to teach people to trade. And with coins like this or situations like these, when the things are going monumental, it's best to steer clear. That's just the truth about it, okay? But if you do insist on trading, we'll try to see if there's any good opportunities. But the bottom line is that when it's running like this, it can be very difficult to draw the correct Fibonacci retracement levels. So we're going to go ahead and omit that. Mostly look at overextension and some back-end data here for liquidation. So if you're new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor and I love to teach people to trade. Congrats to some of our community members here. Not sure what you're thinking. I shared it shorting ICP. It's still going up. 71% there on 101x leverage trade, but good job nonetheless. Super happy that we took all of our profit here. We hit all 5 profit targets, 138% in roughly 3 trading days there for our recent ICP trade, and a previous one we're up about 131% in 8 days. So we got had to only have one ICP trade left open. We've hit 9 out of 10 targets on that. So congrats to that again to that. And if you're curious on how that works, just cryptocash.tag is a site link down below. I do offer signals to my trading academy and community users. So we're going to look here at a few things. So just to quickly note, stochastic RSI has been maxed out for a few days. When we looked at this last, we saw this ascending trend. We can tell that the price was going to break out. It obviously did and hasn't looked back since. Interestingly enough, it came back down to retest that level perfect. It's really funny how those things work out. But the truth here is that there's nothing showing us that the price wants to pull back yet. And really, why should there be? It's just massively overextended and just continues to run. We take a look at TD sequential here. We were at a 9 before we had this breakout. So hypothetically, in all reality, when you have these ascending channels, that's a big period of consolidation when you think about it. So we're really only about 4 days in this continuation. There is chance that this coin could continue to run at a much higher rate. Now I'll draw out some Fibonacci retracement levels once we hit a candlestick close for today, and I'll send that out on our playout charts on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. So if you're kind of curious, for example, I sent this earlier here, and the price came up to that 1.618 on ICP and is tentatively rejecting off that 1520 mark. Either way, that's just an example of the things I send on there, so check that out. Of course, I'll have a new one provided here later, but again, when it's running, it's like one of those things where it's the opposite of catching a falling knife. It's trying to catching a bullet. It's going to come down eventually. Everything has to. Gravity works, but until then, we got to presume it's going to go higher. So looking at all the moving averages, everything we looked at previously, there's no reason to kind of consider shorting this coin. The daily looks super, super strong. 4-hour time frame, similar scenario, slightly different. We got money flow index dipping, which is why where we saw this candle wick here, that was in my personal opinion, a manipulation wick. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look here. Let's refresh this for TRB. This is the last 7 days of trading. And just give you perspective here in the last 7 days of trading, we can see there's a pretty significant amount of liquidation down here. They swept that $210 mark almost perfectly, and then the price comes right back up. Okay, so again, there's no joke or no it's a real thing in the back end, and you don't even see half the time. But whales are really, really good at adjusting things. So what they do is they wiped out all the longs to that level of roughly 210, and then instantly bought in, and the price is driving up again. What do you think they're going to do later when the coin is worth way too much and everyone starts FOMOing in? They're going to sell, and we're going to be left feeling very sorry for ourselves. So be very, very careful. Move your stop loss higher as you continue to be in profit. Don't just let this ride. It's not ideal. Yes, it'll continue upwards and right as soon as you trigger your profit target, but that's how it works. You got to take profits or you don't survive the markets. That's really what it boils down to. And have multiple targets in place too. All right. Anyway, simply to put here, everything's looking massively overextended. Stochastic RSI is peaking, which is normal. On the 4-hour time frame, a little less common, of course. So if that starts to swing down, we could see the price pull back. It is already trying to pull back, but it's also going up. This is very crazy. That's a lot of movement in just a short amount of time. But what we're looking at here is there's no fair value, there's no liquidity specifically. I mean, everything's been wiped out. There's no liquidity left, right? So if we look at the hourly, the only thing else we can kind of summarize with here is that the Ichimoku cloud tells us to leave your long position open. Okay, so the truth is, even if we look at our CC golden indicator, we do have a buy signal there and some, you take a look at this here, it's consistently finding good opportunities to be able to buy and sell, right? But right here, we got this little buy signal, somewhere in the range of about 260 to 270. So had you use the indicator, you'd be in profit right now. But again, it's super, super risky. I do not like trading coins like this when they're doing this kind of thing. So I just exercise caution. I'd be patient. I'd wait for a good opportunity for it to stabilize, specifically if you're considering a short. I don't think a short is a good idea. You're basically gambling and throwing money at a wall, or sorry, like, throwing meat at a wall, hoping it sticks. It could not, right? It only hold for so long. So shorts are not a good idea at this point. There's no other way around it. There's no way to sugarcoat it. I would not recommend shorting. And personally, I would not recommend a long either. That's just my thing. If you're holding right now, adjust your stop loss higher. That's really the best strategy. And obviously, if you're considering a short, just wait, okay? Yes, it'll probably drop or dump, and you could have been the guy that got in right here and shorted and felt like a champion for 2 hours, and it turns around and just destroys your account. You don't want to do that, okay? It's just not, it's too risky, and it's just not, there's no confirmation here. So try not to, jump in when things go crazy. Overcome the feeling of FOMO. If you need help with that too, make sure you watch my Trading University videos if you're part of my group. And again, if you're considering cryptocash.tech as a site, you have access to signals as well as a little icing on the cake. I basically share every trade I take. Last thing you want to reference too, if you're new to the channel or just in general, you haven't used this exchange yet, phenomenal exchange. If you use my link to register, you get some really massive rewards. Mainly the reason we use them is because there's no VPN or KYC requirements for our community members. So super happy that's an opportunity. Thank you so much, Bitunix, for that. And be sure to check them out if you haven't already. We do also have walkthroughs on our Discord and, of course, my YouTube channel. Just go ahead and search for that. But there are instructions on how to utilize their multiple profit targets, trailing stop losses, those things there. Either way, thanks again for watching. Be careful out there, folks. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.